Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. And we are taking a look at state of the nation, security situation. And we're zooming in on what is going on in Abuja. It is not so encouraging. It's been so discouraging. All right, over 80-something kidnap cases, asked for ransom, some being killed in the process of ransom delayed. And we're asking the question, if the Federal Capital Territory is not safe, where will be safe in this great country of ours? I have Samuel Higato, Destiny Saban, of course, Okoro Osahon Obari here with me in the studio. That we're doing justice to this particular topic. Let me start off from Okoro Osahon Obari. What is really happening? This is a seat of power. What is going on? Have they lost it? And if they've lost it, what is the hope for other states? Take it up from there.
Yeah, thank you so much. I will want to be plain and factual about the issue. The issue remains that the leadership of our nation have accepted the defeat of kidnapping and Boko Haramism. They've accepted it that they can overrun them. So that is why. And before now, you know, if government is not involved, you will not get this thing up, you know. That is just the truth. Don't let us shy away. You might not, it's just when we're talking behind closed door, when I was saying I want to talk to some of my big brothers here on ITV on some issues. They might not be aware. So the president might not be aware of this issue. It just came newly. You might not have some bad security personnel that have metamorphosed into this gang. Yeah, so before breaking the shackles, it's also going to take time and take a leader with a strong will to scatter that monopoly. The truth is that I've told you times a number, Wilson, there is no way you can kidnap and collect a ransom without the security agency not knowing. I want to give you a personal example. When I was with Azagbelo Saige in Abuja, they arrested about one of our friends, Ayeki, and he called me to say I should tell Honorable that they've arrested him from Benin, and he was flew into Abuja straight. So when he came back from work, I told him, and he called the then IG of police, Solomon Awase. And Awase told him that he should please remain calm, that this is a very, very peculiar case, that it goes to do with the kidnap of former Miss Nigeria, that she's from Delta State and she was kidnapped in Lagos. So the governor of Delta State and the governor of Lagos State now put a ransom to say if the girl is brought out, they're going to pay 10 million to the yard, 10 million. So when the both governors were now involved, the police took it up there. And the police came, they arrested my friend Ayeki from Benin, and they stopped the honorable member for interfering on the bail. That so many is going to still be arrested. And they arrested about 6 others after Ayeki. And how did it go? Before the main kidnapper was arrested, that was able, not a Benin guy, but plays in Benin. How did it go by the time we were narrating? Because we sat with the security personnel and they told us the truth. And the truth was simple, that the point of collection, since that person spoke on phone at all to somebody, that was the end, that the person can be now. Say, why
so they can trace the person.
See, that was the end.
What will go for a break? We'll return, you throw more light on this. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. We're taking a look at the state of the nation, security situation. We are zooming in on the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Comrade, you were sharing an experience with us to buttress the point you were giving. Please continue from where you stopped.
Successful kidnapping and ransom be paid without the security agents not being aware or cannot go to the root of it. My friend Ayeki was arrested, and he called to say we should seek his release through the office of Asagbelo Sage. And when we called Arasa said it was a peculiar case, that we should just relax, that nothing will happen. And when those operatives came to Benin, they were from Arasa's office, the policemen, they came to Benin trying to look at that guy. What they did was, when they caught my friend, and they said no, that there's somebody my friend do call every day they are also looking for. After about a few days, they caught that one. And I told this one, you are not even a person. There's somebody you also call every day that calls. So the chain was now ongoing. I'm Ayeki, and this is the next person. This is the third person. It was around the sixth or seventh person that they seized everybody, and that was the person that do call the last person. And when they got the sixth person, they stopped talking to everybody. It was later they told us that that sixth person, they didn't want us to know. The seventh person was the main kidnapper himself that they were going to look for. That we were still thinking the next person, they stopped it.
Yeah.
And when they told that guy, they said, so person, don't worry, there's a person you also call. So the person was not free, unknowing that there's a chain of people that they're still looking for.
Yeah.
That they're still looking for. And said, yes, I do help him get properties out to the book community. Okay, you help him get, let us see him. Said, the guy was at SCG by First Junction, Total Filling Station. When they called him to meet them up at Tozebu, that your land issue, there's a problem going on amongst the issue. And the guy drove down there pretending with a taxi. And immediately he got there, the police apprehended him. And behold, they took him to Abuja and confessed, collecting money, and everything was resolved. Though it took time, but it was resolved. So it goes to tell you that with the internet issue, for you to make call at all, since I spoke to Wilson on phone, MTN or Glo, or whichever network you use,
They have the record.
yes, can trace with that voice record. If Wilson is in Somalia, they will tell you that this person that spoke to you less than 2 or 3 days ago, this person, wherever he is now, is in Somalia. It's traceable. The internet has gone haywire that you see negotiate. No, we have 15 million. No, we have 10 million. You are talking to somebody. You're not talking to spirit.
Okay.
I get it now. So,
right.
If the security agency really see, I know it's also hard for them. The reason why it's also hard for them is that, think of it, that before you, the political class are in one way also involved. They might not be involved in the financial aspect.
We'll come to that.
It might be their own foot soldiers or their boys.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Now, he said that somewhere along the line, this is persistent because there is this lack of will from the side of the government to apprehend these people. It's not about making calls. Once you make a call, definitely can trace that call. But we've seen series of kidnappings taking place in Abuja. How come they are not swift in their response? Knowing fully well that, thank God, they've apprehended some persons, but still, it's still ongoing.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. We want to talk about the security challenges in the country. I think there will be a lot to talk about. Now, firstly, I think this same issue came up before. I think it was also myself and my comrade here. And we made a point then that our political leaders, they are actively involved in this insecurity that we are having in our country. In the sense that, one, like you rightly said, I think technology, we have grown to that level, or we have grown to a certain level where some certain things ought not to be an issue again in our country. One, the one he was talking about, that via phone calls and all that, you can track whoever is doing, or the person who is the perpetrator and all that. Fine, that's true. I think technology has also gotten to that level where at the point of exchanging or giving them the money, because this money, the ransom they are demanding is not paid into an account most times. So most times they tell you where to bring the money to. And technology has also gotten to that level where cash attracts.
Yeah.
So if at this time that technology has upgraded us to a certain level, has bring some awareness to us, and we are still complaining of being kidnapped, we are still complaining of insecurity and all that, that goes a long way to tell you that our political leaders are involved. It's not as if we don't have gallant officers. We still have them. But on the other hand, another thing that causes insecurity, not just in Abuja alone, like this morning, I just laughed, looking at the whole scenario of the kidnap and all that. Kidnapping in Nigeria is not a new thing again. I think the new thing that is shocking to us now is how technology has penetrated into the kidnapping. Like the one that happened in Abuja, where I think about 7 families were being kidnapped, where
even killed.
This little girl of 13 years old, Ario, lost her life during the process and all that. You know, that the family now went online to see how to raise
The money.
I think that is the shocking part of it. The kidnapping aspect is not a new thing to us. It happens not only in Abuja, it happens everywhere. You understand? But to cut it off totally is not a big deal. But because these persons, these our political leaders, they are involved directly or indirectly. Some of them, you see, every bad person in your area. You know the bad people in your area. And most of the times, these persons are not even people that are from our place here.
All right.
So because of their nuisance value, they are being kept for the use of their nuisance value. For political, like election is coming up now, you see these people have rules to also play.
Okay.
Their nuisance value is of a big help to the political leaders. So you see that most of the times they are being protected.
But
that is why you see that the issue of insecurity has becoming an alarming situation in Nigeria.
All right. Now let me come to you, Comrade Samuel Ehigato. From what they've deduced, can one also say that somewhere along the line, the kidnappings ravaging Abuja right now has political undertone?
Thank you, Wilson. One thing you have to know is that when a crime persists and a crime becomes in a rampage situation, there's something happening somewhere. We don't take it that really there cannot be crime anywhere in the world. I've lived in Abuja, and I still feel Abuja is a very, very safe city. Very, very safe city.
With the rate of kidnapping.
Listen, Wilson.
Like they go to people's house to steal people, not properties.
Listen.
Yes.
I have a reason for saying that. Abuja is still very, very safe. Definitely there are some certain areas. You know, it's a developing area now. And you know, most of our rich boys now are building in those new developing areas. So, there are some people who takes advantage of that. Let's make money from this. These big boys coming. That is on one side. But they will also see an undertone of political influence. Because before now, the kidnapping used to take place in those Buhari area and Guadalajara, but it was not publicly pursued in the media and everywhere. We hear it. But presently, since the takeover of the minister, Wiki, we see a lot of propaganda about this issue, about security, in all the medias and everywhere, you know. Let's tell ourselves the truth. There is always a black spot. That crime will always persist. It is the ability of a government to say, I want to eliminate this, that makes it possible. And when you eliminate, you still have red spot where they hit in and go away. You are just talking about Abuja because the news media have taken this upon themselves that this thing should stop because of what is recently going on. But I want to tell you, Wilson, right here in Edo State, where you are sitting, before the Christmas of last year, house-to-house kidnapping was taking place, that when this house has been, somebody has been kidnapped from this house, the kidnapper don't come here anymore. You already know you are the next.
Do you approve of that?
Listen, I'm talking to you from experience. A lot of my brothers, a lot of my friends have to leave their house that they build in Okoromi area, that they build in Obazagbon area, to go and be staying in hotel. Some are even in an apartment right now. They went to rent an apartment and they have their own personal house. It was taking place every house to house. They even sent a message as far as to the Ohe, a priest, right here. But because nobody takes the news, nobody publishes it, we are just suffering it inside ourselves there. The vigilantes are trying to do their best. We are just trying to do ours. I am not telling you that the government of the day does not know what to do. But politically, it is suppressed. So it should not come out. The news should not spread that the government is bad. We all know where these people are in their camps, behind the rivers, in the Delta region rivers of Edo State. We can't even solve it. And we know. In Abuja too, it's nothing else different. There are some certain spots. This thing has been happening. There's a beach. There's a big beach in Abuja area, in that Buhari area, where people all comes, catch some fun, do some picnics, and do a lot. For over a year now, that beach has become scanty and scantier. Why is it becoming scantier and scantier? This is even before this president came into power. Because the kidnapping was getting to that even people that come for picnic are being picked. The government knew. And that bush around that wall can be combed by the security agencies. Those people can be flushed out.
Okay.
But you ask the question, why does it not take place?
That's the next question I want to ask.
Because
yes,
there is politics involved.
Okay.
There are, if you look at the ones that were recently freed in Abuja recently, listen, I didn't know if you watched a report that some people were freed recently. Some were caught,
yes,
the kidnappers. If you look at the sophisticated weapons that were on the table, they were brand new weapons, AK, brand new AK-49, brand new long rifles, brand new pump actions. You want to tell me those people living inside our bush are the one that has the money to buy those arms? How do they get those kind of arms? There are people that sponsor them. So there are a lot of things involved.
All right. Now the question now is, why are they not going after these people with the ferociousness that it ought to have been in the way you fight against insecurity? 1 minute each, gentlemen. Obaraye.
Yeah, the question to your answer is the lacuna between the leadership and the security system.
Agencies,
If our leaders take their welfare very serious and also translate same to the police and to the security system. I'm sure there will be improvement. As you are well aware, I'm sure you can go and check. A policeman gets his uniform for himself. A policeman gets his boot for himself, which a legislator don't do. Immediately become a legislator, everything about you, government provides. So I'm sure where we also got it wrong, immediately you become a policeman, everything about you should be provided by the government. So that whatever you are doing, I'm sure you also saw the video that came out yesterday. Yes, yesterday, between the fight, army chasing the Boko Haram.
Yeah, I watch it too.
Yes, and later again, information came that one of our army officers on that video that was holding the rocket launcher was killed in that gun battle.
Yeah.
I'm sure that that person that died now, the family might also get preference. You saw people fighting, risking their life, and we were watching that video from our comfort zone.
Yeah.
People were in the war front, and somebody had died. What would be the gain of the person seeing his fellow man that died, and maybe the wife and children suffering? So that person tomorrow might not want to take the risk. So our leaders, the way they take their welfare serious,
they should take the security agent serious,
even more serious.
All right, Destiny, 1 minute, please. Our time is up.
I think the issue here is, one, the security agency per se, like Nigeria Police, you see that they lack staff. How can in every division, you go there, the people you see there, they are not up to anything. They are not up to 10, 20 policemen that is policing a full community.
So they are understaffed?
Yes, they are understaffed. That's one. Two, they don't have the logistic. Can you imagine you go to station to make a complaint and all that? You will be the one to make provision for vehicle. You will be the one to do to get them fuel and all of those stuff. That's on the other hand. And lastly, the morale is not there. It's not as if we don't, our security agency, they are not good. We still have, like I said before, we still have gallant policemen who are good in this job. Okay. But the morale is not there. Like he said, when he dies, the family, there's nobody who cares for them and all of those. So when you are doing something and you know that this is what will come after it, that your life is not at risk and all of those stuff, even when you are not there, your family will be okay.
Thank you.
Then you have the zeal to do more. The morale will be there.
Thank you so much.
I think the government have failed in making provision for all of those things. That is why we are where we are now.
All right, that's your last 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, for me, I believe it does not have to do with the government alone in this security provision. Because I love what my brother said. If you take care of them the way they're supposed to be taken care of, they would do the rightful and the needful thing. But there is also situations and informations that are confidence to me that sometimes the government even make provisions to the CDS, Chief of Defense, the Chief of FR staff, to make provisions for their people. And this provision doesn't also get to them because of personal interest, political interest. Some want to make profit out of the opportunity. We have the situation that arms were being brought, but we're not disseminated to the people that's supposed to be given to.
You say the arms in the hands of kidnappers, bandits, and the rest of them.
See it in the wrong people's hands. So
everything will fall down to the government.
The government need to take a drastic action. I plead my president, any CDS, any DPU, any commissioner of police that is not holding to his responsibility to keep his citizens safe after making a provision for them, he should retire.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Everywhere can be safe.
Well, we don't have much time. We have to stop here because the security situation is biting. Even in Abuja, if the federal capital territory is not safe, what about all the states, capital, even the states, then in the country? We have to think about this. Gentlemen, thank you so much. A wonderful analysis. The first segment, second segment, I appreciate you. Not to worry. We have other time to really expatiate more on this particular topic, talking about the security situation in our great nation. Well, we're saying have a wonderful Sunday. Bye for now.